Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I just wanted to show you how I start syncing audio and video within our documentary style brand film projects. The way I like to start every project is to create a what's called Time of Day daily Stringout, which is a timeline with all of the footage in that timeline corresponding to the exact time of day that it was captured. Now for this particular production, we use the Deity TC1 timecode boxes as well as the Deity digital slate. So if we bring up the first clip here, you can see that the interview has a digital slate with the timecode readout right there. The first thing that we need to do before we start syncing audio and video is to make sure that the video timecode is actually correct. Now you can see here in the top right, or even here over on the starting timecode, that the starting timecode says that it's 5:10 in the evening, but the digital slate is a readout of 9:20 in the morning. So we need to update this to the clip to make sure that it's correct. The reason it's not correct is because the timecode was input through the mic channel rather than the metadata of the timecode port. So what we can do is simply right click on that clip and choose update timecode from audio track. If we click that, the timecode in the top right has now been updated perfectly to be in sync with the slate. If we use another example, this is a second interview clip, and about 30 seconds in, I just put the slate in front of the camera to give a nice strong reference, and you can see again that the timecode is off. Now, if you didn't shoot with timecode, but you do have a digital slate such as this one with a reference of the digital slate in every clip, you can simply bring up the clip attributes of that clip, go over to the timecode tab, and then change the current frame to match the digital slate. So in this case, we are 09, 47, 25, 18. And then if I go and click OK, you can see that in the top right-hand corner, now the timecode for that clip has been updated to the exact frame. Now for all of the B-roll shots, which were all the secondary clips captured throughout the day, all of these, the timecode is correct. So now we have video with all of the correct timecode updated to the metadata. Now in terms of audio, we captured 3 long form clips across the interview and across the B-roll filming. And we're going to use this as the basis for our timeline. Generally on set, the audio is the first thing to start recording before video. And so if we bring up this in the source monitor, we could also bring up the metadata here. And the starting time code is 9:20:12:00. So this is going to be the time code we'll use for the beginning of our daily Stringout. If we create a new subfolder under the master called timelines, and in here, I'm just going to create a new timeline. Command N was that shortcut, or you can go timelines, create new timeline. And I'm going to call this Daily's Stringout. We're going to have 4 mono audio tracks for this particular timeline and 1 video track. And I'm just simply going to create the timeline using the starting time code of 09:20:12. Create. We've now created a timeline with the starting time code of the time of day that we began production. Now all I have to do is drop all of the audio and video clips into the timeline using timecode. And it's really simple, just right click on the clips and choose insert selected clips to timeline using timecode. And what that's going to do is drop it into the timeline at the exact starting timecode that's referenced on file. Over on the footage, I'm going to do the exact same thing, but this time I'm going to disable the audio, so as it drops in, it's only going to drop the video in. I'll select all of these, right click, insert selected clips to timeline using timecode. So now what we have is a perfectly synced time of day Stringout of all the footage captured on set between video and audio. If you had multiple cameras, you could do this 4 or 5 times depending on how many cameras you've got, and obviously multiple audio sources. You can bring them all in using this technique. So now let's just confirm that the interview is in sync by listening through.
We're quite a unique cluster. Most clusters around the world center around a particular industry or area. So there's, and all of our partners play very different roles. So in here that we can do that really quickly, even within the Nelson Tasman region.
Great, and there you have it. It's as simple as that. This is a really great foundation to begin your editing. Even if you just keep this as an option to refer back to later, a time of day daily string out is a really great tool to visualize everything that was captured on set. What I'll do from here is duplicate the timeline and then start creating my selects. I'll potentially separate out the synced interview from all of the synced B-roll, but it's over to you now to organize how you like. This is just a really great way to start the editing process to get everything into a timeline to visualize what was captured on set. I hope that's helped in some way. If you enjoyed watching, please like and subscribe this video, and we'll be back for more shortly. Peace out, everyone.